It's a third-person shooter, and as many third-person shooters, you go through the game, and it's basically every objective is either killing a certain amount of enemies or getting to a location that's filled with a certain amount of enemies. Now, each enemy is different. The AI in this game is not stupid.
No, it is not.
It's actually pretty smart, and it will get you if you're not watching your back, especially on the higher difficulty settings, aka higher medications. Because as you mentioned before, each difficulty setting is measured by a different medication. So one might be morphine, the other might be codeine. It only gets harder from there. Tylenol, I think, is like easy or whatever. I think it was Tylenol. Do you remember?
I doubt it was Tylenol, but it's some shit close to
Definitely.
Really
so, another thing we want to talk about gameplay is this game is long.
Yes.
This game is long, and a lot of games today are not very long, and we have to commend this game for being kind of lengthy. You know, a lot of games today are just very short. They don't seem worth the full retail $60 price. But Kane and Lynch, although I can't say it is still worth $60 retail price, it is worth at least $40. This game is lengthy. It will keep you going, and it only gets better with a friend.
That's right. You definitely need a buddy to take in all those experiences, from a kidnapping in a nightclub to a shootout in a nightclub to the helicopter propelling down a big building to a shootout in the streets of Tokyo. You know, these guys, you know, you need someone there to taking that in with you, because I think that's like coke. You know, if you're playing by yourself, you know what I mean? You haven't seen something this raw since Pulp Fiction. Now, when we come to like the technicals of the game, however, the shooting, it more or less gets its job done. It gets its job done very well. In fact, there's not a time that I feel that I wasn't on point. And the different weapons that you do pick up throughout the game from various enemies you defeat or you find just laying around, maybe, or a security guard, they will have their own feel to them and thus determine the accuracy of the weapon. We'll be shooting a lot of cops. Japs going down too. No offense to Japanese people, you know what I'm saying? Some Colombians are going down too. These guys don't discriminate. They don't.
We could have gone to the hotel first. 12 hours on a fucking plane, my neck is killing me.
Stop bitching. We still got a long night ahead of us.
Bitching? I'm not bitching. I just hate being ignored. Could you at least tell me why you think she can get the briefcase? Or you don't know?
Just do as I say and we'll get it. Keep it down.
Hey, you still answer to me, you arrogant fuck. Relax, I got nothing.
Now, the graphics of Kane and Lynch Dead Men, they don't overwhelm. At the same time, they don't underwhelm either. Like I'm so fond of saying on this channel, the graphics will get you by. They are by no means the ugliest graphics you're going to see, but don't think you're going to see something very impressive. In fact, this is a lot of the things that the reviewers were hitting on very hard. Was the game's graphics were not as great as the other games that were coming out at the time. But as we explained before, the game shines in different aspects of itself, and the graphics is not one of them. Particularly, one of the things that make the graphics feel very shallow, I'm gonna have to say, is not even the environments or the character models, but just how underdeveloped they can seem at times. If you pay attention enough, if you pay attention enough to the graphics, you can see that they seem a little underdeveloped in certain spaces and aspects.
If you take your time off the action and outlandish shit that's going on around you to take a look, that's probably your third playthrough.
Third play, definitely. I don't know if it's going to be more apparent your first playthrough. Maybe your third or fourth, you're going to notice some blocky areas like, wow, why did they need to do that? That's just lame, you know? But your first time through, I doubt you're going to notice it as much because you're just going to be captivated by what the characters are going through. But in terms of graphics, again, don't expect anything overwhelming, but they definitely get the job done. They do create an atmosphere. I'm going to say they create an atmosphere from banks to parking lot situations to the forest. They create atmospheres and they get the job done. So any graphics that we can stand are graphics that definitely anybody else can stand, and we're willing to look past them.
So the graphics of Kane and Lynch, to me, in my opinion, are actually pretty good. Out of this 10 scale, I'm gonna give these graphics a 6. They're not next gen, but I think that's what everyone was expecting when they saw this cover. I was expecting something extremely crazy. What I got, however, was something I could handle. It got itself by, and there wasn't a moment where you felt that the graphics were bad enough to not feel the environment you were in. I mean, when I was in the bank, I was in the bank. When I was in the Havana, I was in the Havana. You know what I mean? Each place played its role, and it did it very vibrantly. Because the colors in this game actually shine quite a bit. Definitely. I think where the game lacks, though, is its details and what it could have done with such a great storyline. Because if these characters were a bit more developed, let's say like Kane and Lynch 2, this game would have been fantastic. It would have been on the map. I believe, in my opinion, it would have been on the map. But it was one of its small comings. But like I said, 6 out of 10. That's not bad. That's passing. You pick that up, you look around. But I'm telling you, the game will captivate you in a way that everything just seems right. You'll see it. It's solid. It's solid. The graphics aren't bad enough to take away from the experience. It really is.
Nope.
Soundtrack for Kane and Lynch. Not gonna lie to you. You ain't gonna pay attention to it. You might in hear areas here and there, but it really seems like the sound itself, with all the shooting and the crashing and the explosions, it really seems that the music plays no part in this game. In fact, the fact that the music really is lasting on your mind in this game makes this game feels more like an enjoyable experience, because you're not hearing action flicks everywhere, but you will hear a hint of it here and there, you know, when you're paying attention or you're just walking around or something. But it's nothing special. Definitely nothing special.
So in conclusion, Hip Hop Gamer definitely recommends Kane and Lynch for anyone who has a friend who's a fan of action movies or is just looking for a good time. This game is relatively very cheap today. Online, it goes for maybe 10 bucks a pop. Definitely worth that and more, especially if you have a friend and you guys are big fans of just having a good time or action flicks. We definitely recommend that you pick this game up.
Yeah, if you're an action movie buff and you're a gamer, I definitely suggest you pick this game up. I mean, you a die-hard fan, you a Lethal Weapon fan, you know what I mean, shoot 'em up fan. This is the game for you. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Hip Hop Gamer definitely recommends this game. It is just outlandish. It is outlandish. It's gonna take you places that a game, I believe, games these days don't take you. You know, it's gonna take you places, and you're gonna love these characters. They're criminals, but you're gonna love them, and you're gonna see why. You're gonna feel for them at times because you're going through their experience, through their, through their eyes, and you're gonna see it. It's strong. They're gonna grip you. They're gonna grip you. I definitely recommend it. Definitely play with a friend. It really adds to the experience. No lie. You play with a friend. This game is great because you two can both wild out about how ridiculous the situation you're in. You know what I mean? You can do it by yourself, like what the fuck, but when you go what the fuck and someone's right next to you and he goes what the fuck too, the fuck you gonna do? You know what I mean? You're gonna do your thing. So definitely a good thing. Bring a friend. Solid game.
It's not as bad as everybody says it is in terms of reviews.
It's a lot better than people say. It's a lot better
than the reviews say it is. And so we recommend it. And thank you for stopping by today.
Hip Hop Gamer.